Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to FemmeTarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium. And around here, we don't do fluff. We cut straight to the truth. Welcome on in, everybody. How is everybody doing? How everyone is feeling? Because today we have a solar eclipse in Virgo and a new moon. So there's a lot going on. But before we start with our readings, okay, I want to talk a little bit about the astrology, give you some tips that might be helpful because I do realize that a lot of you are feeling this energy. We're smack bang in the middle of eclipse season. So of course you're going to feel the energies. It's very, very potent. So I just want to share with you what's going on so you understand what you're feeling and what I believe or what I expect this means for the world. Okay. So what is this eclipse season going to trigger, to bring on? But everyone's afraid of the eclipse. It's not the eclipse that I'm worried about as much as the fact that, well, let's go back a little bit. This eclipse is on the 29th degree, which is a very critical degree for those of you who understand astrology and follow astrology, in Virgo. So is the new moon. But, we also have Mars squaring Pluto, and we also have Mars on the 29th critical degree, and it's in Libra. Think about how many world leaders, some that are not very popular, some who are considered dictators, who are considered capitalistic, if you will, who are just not good people, are Libras. I'm not saying anything about Libras in general. I'm just saying, like, Putin's a Libra. Who else is a Libra? I think Bibi Netanyahu is a Libra as well. An air sign. Well, Trump is a Gemini, another air sign. So they're all clumped together, those air signs. But this eclipse is mostly felt by anyone who has, you'll have to see where you have in your chart, where you have Virgo, in which house. And then once you find out the house, then you can Google or you can go to AstroSeek or you can use ChatGPT, but please use it with a grain of salt because ChatGPT is very, very often wrong. Okay. The information that it gives you is wrong. So you can Google what that house means so you'll understand what is going to, how it's going to affect you and your life. All right. Now, with Mars being squaring Pluto on the 29th degree, having this eclipse, this moon on the 29th degree, you guys expect, how can I say this? Expect disruptive change. This is the best way I can describe it. Change is coming. Anything that is no longer serving us, whether it is collectively or individually or personally, it's going to be taken away from you. And you'll be asked to start focusing on what is serving you, what is helping you. How can you get to the point or to that point in your life that you want to get to? Have you been feeling stuck? Have you been feeling like you've been like dragging an anchor, and like it's like slowing you down and you feel heavy and you feel like you're not going anywhere and you're not going anywhere fast enough? Well, this eclipse, what does it do? The eclipse pretty much, it comes from the Greek word eklypsi, which means hiding behind something, or just eliminating something as well. That's what it also means. So this eclipse is pretty much bringing to light anything that was hidden in the shadows. So you can be proactive and you can start doing a lot of work and you can start being honest to yourself and saying, all right, this isn't really working, or this is not what I want. whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it is just changing your lifestyle, changing your diet. Virgo is all about the physical state. It's all about what we eat, nourishment. It's about tidying up, okay, organizing our lives. So this is what the eclipse season is. This eclipse, not just the season, but this eclipse is bringing. But then we have Mars squaring Pluto, which, let me just tell you what I feel is going to bring on. Okay, we've talked about the downfall of world leaders. I'm looking at the UK right now. I do, and I talked about it on Friday and last week as well. Some of my predictions, what I see is coming, social unrest. This could also, on Friday, I did mention that I did see 2 terrorist attacks. Now, I don't know in what form these are going to be or how, but they're going to be very, very big terrorist attacks. I see them happening in France and in England. And when someone asked me in the comment section where in England, I wasn't shown that, but when I saw that question, I heard London. London. There might also be, but I believe that they're going to diffuse that or catch them as well up north in England as well. So whether it is Manchester, Liverpool, somewhere around there. And I'm afraid that the energies right now, the astrology of it all is what is going to trigger this event. All right. So the other thing is heavy rain, which is going to cause mudslides, floodings as well. Yes, that theme continues on. We saw that a lot over summer in different parts of the world. I also feel that I just heard it now. I'm a bit worried about Zelensky too. I did tell you back in summer, back a couple of months ago, I did tell you that I received a download and it wasn't good for Zelensky. I'm worried about I feel that he's at risk. Okay. And I don't know why, but it feels like something's going to come up regarding Zelensky, maybe even the Ukraine, which is not going to be good. It's not going to be positive news, unfortunately. Other things that I see, well, of course, I see a lot more knife attacks happening, random knife attacks in different parts of the world. People are, listen, we're going through and I'm going to call it a revolution. Collectively, this is a revolution. And you see it. It's just that people sometimes don't understand why they react a certain way or they act a certain way. They're pretty much picking up a collective energy, which right now, it's not just right now, but with this eclipse, it's how can I say this? It's quite tense and toxic. So people are, some people who cannot, let's say people who are not awake yet and people who don't really understand that these changes, massive, major changes that are happening around us are necessary for our own good, right? As a collective, people are reacting to it and in a very, very bad way, in a very, very bad way. So I see more knife attacks happening this next period, next couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even the whole of October. But we're just gonna have this type of behavior, these types of events happening. People acting like tea T or wrists. Okay, I have to be careful how I say things. I really have to with YouTube. Acting like ones, for instance, strapping fake, booms around them and trying to get the world to hear their voice and what they have to say. But this is not the way to go about it. Not the way to go about it. So a lot of cuckoo, bizarre, aggressive energy is really going to bubble up. So just buckle up. But I'm so fed up of saying this. I'm sure you're fed up of hearing it, not just from me. I'm sure for me as well, but from all of us. But this is the truth. Okay. Don't unbuckle until we tell you to. Keep buckling up. All right. It's not going to, until the end of the year, it's not going to get any better. Actually, it's going to get even worse. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here. I do not want to cause panic. As you know, I'm here to give you a heads up and for you to understand what is happening around us. So, grounding, protect your energy, do a lot of grounding, connect to nature, very important, and switch off your screens if you have to. If you feel overwhelmed with the news and the things that come up every day, just switch off, grab a book, listen to music, and just completely mute the noise and create a safe little bubble around you. All right. So we have someone who is going to be booted in a minute and says, give me the winning lottery numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good luck. Goodbye. All right. So, we always have, once in a while, we'll have them. All right. So we'll get to Jimmy Kimmel and Candace Owens, but before we start, I also want to share with you a little new moon ritual that you can all do today or tomorrow. It's fine if you do it tomorrow as well, because the energy lingers on for a few days, whether it's a full moon or a new moon, but it is a new cycle. So let me share with you. It's like around a minute, but I think it's important. Take notes, or you can come back to it if you're watching this live and then pause and take notes of how to do this ritual. But I believe it's going to calm your nerves. It's really going to help you. It's all about grounding, protecting yourself, and just feeling confident as to what's coming forward. And then after this, we'll get straight to our readings. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I haven't said that in a minute. All right. Before we start the readings, as per usual, I just want to say hello to the Femme Village who's here with us today and every Sunday. But before we do that, as per usual, I just have to remind you to do that. I know it's annoying, but I've got to remind you, we are growing. We are growing. So we've picked up momentum. So you interacting with this channel, liking this video, subscribing, sharing it with your friends, commenting down below just really, really helps the channel. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. And if you want to send super chats, I don't request that. I do not expect that, but it will go towards my fund, which is a animal rescue fund that I have set up. It's very separate to my own PayPal. And anything that you guys donate or any, money you put into that PayPal goes straight for the strays and the rescues. And also, don't forget to follow me on social media. My TikTok's blown up, by the way, everybody, because I posted a clip from my David reading that I did on Friday. If you haven't watched it, you should. If you don't know who David is, you should follow this, because we're going to be talking about this for quite a while. I mean, not just us here in this channel, in the Femme Village, but people, because this is going to end up becoming a huge case, and it is really going to not trigger, but start a conversation about how we can protect our children. And I also believe that fame, just because you're famous, or you see yourself as someone famous, doesn't mean that you can bypass the law. It doesn't mean that you can get away with crap, whether he did it or not. And if you want to know if he did it or not, you'll have to watch that video if you haven't already. In my eyes, and in your eyes, I'm sure he is super guilty. Super guilty. So that's blown up on TikTok, and I see that people are very split. So there are people who believe that he's guilty, and they don't. Some of them are like, how do you know? How do your cards know? Blah, blah, blah. I get those. But and there are others who are like, fully agree. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say after you watch that video, under that video, because today we're going to be talking about Jimmy Kimmel and Candace Owens, because this is what you requested on Friday's live. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to take your questions. I'm going to take your questions and try to answer them as best as I can using my psychic insights and my cards, of course. Yes, you should do this ritual. I should post it on Instagram as well. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Oh, Lulu, I really appreciate that. And all the animals appreciate it too. Thank you. I do come back and see like what super chats I have when I have them, write them down, and then I move them from because the super chats go into my AdSense. And then what I do is then I see the amounts that you guys have sent me, and then I send them to this separate account. I'm just being totally transparent with you guys. Thank you, Lulu. I really appreciate it. All right, hold on. 1 second, because Lulu had a question. I feel the energy strongly, so much so that my senses and so much so that my senses, I guess, and feel more attuned and hypervigilant. Is that common in these times? 100%. Very. It is exhausting, depending on your sign as well, Lulu. Yes, you're going to be feeling it as well. I was talking earlier on to someone who's a friend, and she's a Pisces, and she was just telling me how emotional she's been and how she feels completely discombobulated and, chaotic and stuff. And I reminded her, hello, 2 weeks ago, there was an eclipse on your sign. Okay. And now we have another eclipse. And I told her all the astro, and it all made sense to her. So yes, you're feeling these potent energies and the shift around as well. And in our chat, we have a new Femme. Hi, Regular Angel 444. Love the name. Well, hello. I'm glad you did. Okay. Thanks, Val. Thank you. All right. Happy Sunday to you too. Hello, everyone. Everyone, as you're entering the room, you know what to do. Okay, okay. Ooh, what's going on? Hold on. All right, there we go. Shall we begin? Okay, let's start with Jimmy Kimmel, and then we'll get to Candace. So we're going to start our reading on Jimmy Kimmel. So many questions I guess you guys have. Did you hear that they like their revenue, the what's it called, Disney revenue just plummeted. I believe 1 million subscribers opted out, unsubscribed from Disney. I try to find the clip from 2 or 3 years ago when I told you, all of you, that this is going to happen. Mainstream media is dying. This is it. Rest in peace, mainstream media. This is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end. You'll see why is politics? Why is business agendas dictating what TV hosts, newscasters, reporters, journalists, you name it, can say or not say? We're going backwards. We're going back to the Stone Ages, and we're not having it. No one should have it. So yes, this is the end, the beginning of the end. Absolutely. Question, is it okay to do the new moon during the solar eclipse? Yes, but what you shouldn't do during a solar eclipse is don't charge your crystals. Don't take them out. Keep them in, away from windows. Okay, do not, because eclipse sucks the energy, absorbs the energy. All right, this the eclipse. In general, don't set your you've got to focus on the new moon and not the eclipse. Focus on the new moon and not the eclipse. So don't set any intentions. Set them, how can I say this? Connect to the new moon. This is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Connect to the new moon and not the eclipse. But yes, it is safe. What is not safe, again, is just also, if anyone dabbles with, if anyone's a Wiccan or dabbles with white magic, not black magic, with white magic, do not do anything ceremonial today, anything ritualistic, nothing. Do not do that. But yes, you can do that, because this is what I just suggested earlier on, because this is really going to help you gain clarity, and it's going to ground you. It's going to calm your nerves. You're going to feel connected to the moon, very much so. So yes, it's fine. He has huge support. Yeah, this is what I said on Friday, because someone asked me, they're like, do you think he's going to go back? What's next for Jimmy? And intuitively, I got that he's not going back. That's for sure. Of course, now he's trying to figure out his next steps. And I do see him becoming like, let's say, a Joe Rogan, meaning having a podcast, a YouTube channel, or maybe working for an independent platform and creating his show or bringing his show there. But this is the future. This is what a lot of them are going to be doing now, because all of these morning shows, the late night shows, even SNL, they're all going to get canceled. They're all going to get canceled. And then how I see it, I see all these cable networks, television studios, etc., just running old shows. Friends, Sex and the City, Kings and Queens, whatever. They're going to start running old shows in order to stay afloat. And I guess the boomers might continue watching their shows, but that's about it. Billions because of taking out Jimmy. Yes. Well, they deserve that. Sorry, karma. They deserve that. Ooh, yes. That Aqua guy. Okay, let's start with this question. Will Jimmy's cancellation lead to a major lawsuit? There was a video of him arriving at his lawyers a few days ago. Interesting question. Maybe he's looking for something in his contract. I feel it has to do with money. money owed or money that he's supposed to get from the network. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me ask the question. I'm not going to be distracted by the chat. Sometimes I do. Okay. So why did Jimmy? It's not a lawsuit. I don't see him suing them. It has to do with it has to do with, it's a financial meeting, if you will. So what I'm hearing here is this. So, you know, they agree on a certain amount that these TV hosts are going to get. So they have a 2-year contract, a 3-year, depending. Okay, depends. But they don't get paid in advance. So they get their money in tranches. And what I'm getting is that he's fighting for him to get what's owed to him as per his contract. So that's why he's talking to his lawyers. But I don't see a lawsuit coming from this. Okay. He said he's moving to Italy where he obtained citizenship. Did he? He said he was well aware this was going to happen in his short. We're talking about Jimmy Kimmel, right? He said he was well aware that this was going to. All right. Thank you for that. I have to pay him out for the entirety of his contract. Well, depends. Maybe that's the thing. He needs to fine comb his contract, or I guess his lawyers have to see, because, you know, sometimes, you know how lawyers are and how contracts are written. They're written so vaguely sometimes on purpose. On purpose, they put things down so vague. So if you do anything, you're very unsure what the repercussions of that's going to be. So we shall see. Hopefully he'll get his coin. That's why they're being canceled right now. And good, they should get canceled. And you know, I'm not a proponent of cancel culture, but this is big. This is not a celebrity who did a whoopsie and did something and everyone's like, you know, okay, let's give them a second chance and let's see if they can learn and grow from their mistakes. But this is a lot bigger. So in this case, I'm like, yeah, cancel. Okay. People are saying Jimmy isn't Italian. Yeah, I didn't think he was. All right, we're gonna get 15 million. Pooh. Wow. But you know what? This question my husband asked me the other day. He's like, well, is he ever gonna earn that amount of money now that he got canceled? Like if he moves to YouTube or he starts a podcast, will he be able to earn? I'm like, hell yeah. Yes, he is. Of course, because all those brands that side with him and side with his political affiliations and with him, they're going to give him a lot of money. Okay, they're going to have more direct. They're going to have direct access to Kimmel instead of going via the network or via a whole team of executives. So yes, I believe that he can make the same amount, maybe even more. Because Kimmel is huge, you guys. He's huge, all right? He's an international, this is an international name. People in Europe watch Kimmel. People in the US watch Kimmel. Canada. He's not just the local TV host, the local to America. You know, this is huge. So yeah, the potential of him making more money is there. There may be a morality clause that can affect him getting paid a large amount. I'm not a lawyer, but if anyone has legal knowledge or is a lawyer, please let us know. But that's an interesting comment To dear leader whose ego gets daily bruised. Yeah. Did you hear now that he is charging, that he wants to charge 100K a year for H1B1 visa? Do you know what that means? This is affecting a lot of people. A lot of people. What is he doing? What is he doing? Is he looking up to his baby cousin dictator Kim Jong-un and wants to be the next North Korea? You guys, I mean, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. And all this because they don't want to lose their licenses to oh, okay, we read that one. Sorry. Brandon, not yet show back. Entertainment Tonight. Yes. All right, everyone is very focused in the chat about whether he's Italian, whether he's moving to Italy. We'll find out. I don't think this changes anything in our lives. It doesn't really matter at this point. So yeah, let me just real quick, while you guys come up with more questions. So a lot of I see in the chat that a lot of you are saying that Kimmel claimed that he saw this coming. That he saw this coming. I'm just going to ask the cards about this. L, good point. Do you know how many developers and how many of these amazing minds need an H1B1 visa to come to the US and work? This is incredible workforce that America, or any country for that matter, would love to have. We're talking about scientists, we're talking about tech geniuses, we're talking about doctors. It's people who want to do a PhD in America. It's just, he's going to piss off a lot of people, but he doesn't care. Yes, it's all about him. He really is looking to be a dictator, but I call him a baby dictator. A baby. We haven't gotten to the point where people, well, I take it back. Maybe he's not, but maybe he's upgraded to a dictator, because people are getting arrested. There's no freedom of speech. He threatened to arrest anyone who speaks badly about him. Hello. You are a public, forget about who he is. He's a public figure. Anyone's a public figure. Anyone who's in front of a camera and has a following and talks to people and influences people, because whether we like it or not, anyone who works with a camera, is in front of a camera, whether it's a YouTuber, TikToker, content creator, whatever, they have influence over people, over their following. So if you have influence over people, all right, you're a public figure, and of course, you're open to criticism. You are open. People are going to criticize. Not everyone loves you. Not everyone loves me. All right. And I'm here, I'm a spiritual person, right? But I get it, people. I'm not everyone's cup of cake, but I'm open to that. I know that this is something that is going to happen. I'm going to get bad comments, people going after me, getting DMs that go crazy, these rage keyboard warriors. But hey, it comes with a territory, it comes with a job. So you cannot do that. That's Kim Jong-un. This is Putin in some respect. And even Putin is a little bit milder than Trump right now. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull the cards about Kimmel. Did he see this coming? What is going on? Oh, is it H1N1 or H1B1? Sorry, I said it wrong then. The H1N1, which reminds me of the bird flu. Or is it the swine flu? Isn't the swine flu H1? Sorry. Screen laid off Americans and hired people with, oh, all right. Lots of people in the K would like to borrow Trump for a few months to sort out the mess. Well, don't worry, my pun, because Stammer, also around Latest by December, I see Stammer out. He's out. Oh, yes. His downfall is coming. I've been saying this for quite a while now, and I feel it's building up. It's coming. Oh, Rosie. H-1B is the visa that is targeted. Okay, so I added a second one. H-1B. There you go. Thank you for correcting me, everybody. Thank you. All right, so it's not H1N1, which is the swine pig flu. All right, let's go back to Jimmy Kimmel, because I feel like we're repeating ourselves every week about what's happening politically. Okay. Kimmel, I'm just going to ask the cards. I'm going to leave it a little bit open-ended and just see what comes through with the cards. I'm just going to connect to Kimmel in relation to everything that went down with ABC. Showing Kimmel and let's ABC happened. Okay. Knight of Wands. Oh, yeah, he's after his coin. I told you, he's after his coin. Sorry, it was fuzzy. 6 of Pentacles. Let me show you. Knight of Wands, the news of his cancellation, Kimmel's cancellation or firing, right? No, I'm sorry. I will have to disagree that he saw this coming a while ago. No, he didn't. He saw it coming after it came out of his mouth, or when his writers wrote the jokes and wrote, his show. Maybe that's when intuitively he thought, oh, I'm going to get in trouble for it, but he went along with it anyways. He was like, I'm going to take the risk because these are my opinions. All right, but I don't agree that he knew that this is going to happen before all of this happened. All right, it was with this King of Wands. It's like boom, boom. What you did, no bueno. We don't want you here anymore. Goodbye. News came as a flash. Page of Wands and then 6, 3 of Cups. Oh, wait, we had Colbert first. We have Kimmel. There's going to be a third. I did say on Friday, I believe Jimmy Fallon is next. Even though he's a little bit milder than the other two, maybe Jimmy Fallon is at a point where he's like, I don't care. I'm going to provoke with my jokes, or I'm going to provoke my network. And I don't care if I get canceled, if I get fired, all of that. But there's going to be a third one. I'm seeing fire. ABC, the network in general, acted very spontaneous. Very spontaneous. It was a jerk knee reaction. Maybe Trump just picked up the red phone. You know how Batman or Bruce Wayne had the red phone, and so he picked up the red phone and he called and he said, get rid of him, or I am not approving. I am not signing any papers for the merger. So that was very much a knee-jerk reaction. There, 3 of Wands. Someone, who was it who said about Italy, and there was a whole discussion in the chat about it. Funnily enough, he does have some connections overseas, and I do see him traveling, or maybe even for a while until he figures things out, before things die down, while he's planning and organize, etc. I do see him though traveling, somewhere overseas and staying there for a few months. Yeah. So you're not far off, whoever in the chat said that. But I don't know if he's Italian. I don't know if it's Italy, that place. Maybe it is. I don't know. But this is what I'm seeing with Kimmel. The Emperor. Who's the Emperor here? Hold on. A lot of pages here. The Emperor. Oh, yeah. Someone else is going to jump in and offer him a job, Kimmel. Someone else. I see this with the Emperor. Who might that be? Streaming platform, not YouTube. Well, obviously not Hulu. Netflix, Amazon, one of the two. We're going to approach him with an offer, a Page of Cups, with an offer to start something new. Offering him more freedom. 9 of Wands. I don't think he's going to take it, though. I don't think he's going to take the offer. Oh, after all this, he's like, sod this. He's done. Strength. He'll be back. Again, he'll be back, not soon enough, but he'll be back. And because I see him traveling and going to stay somewhere for a few months, 6-7 months, maybe even just leaving the country for a while. But he'll be back. 10 of Cups. Oh yeah, don't worry about Kimmel. It would be interesting if those three, Kimmel, Colbert, and Fallon, if Fallon is the third one that I'm seeing, actually collaborate together, work together, or even start maybe a production company together. You heard it here first. Thank you, Anne-Marie, my evil eye. So if you like these types of jewelry, just so you know, these types of jewelry is the type of jewelry I'll be, not just evil eyes, but I'll be designing and selling on my website, on my shop when I'm ready. I've actually got a meeting with someone next week where I'll be able to share with her my designs and she'll create them. So we're getting there. But thank you. Thank you, Anne-Marie. No, it was the FCC. Whenever I hear FCC, I keep singing like the Eminem song. So funny. With Benny Johnson warned them about doing something about Kimmel. Saurus? What about Saurus? Let's see. Colbert is contracted with CBS until May. That's why they couldn't cancel him, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what I heard. But eventually, you know what? It's all going to go down, and it's going to change and bring huge, massive change for Colbert and Kimmel 2026. Not this year. They need some time. Yeah, you do as well. Yeah. What is it again? I'm terrible at remembering. Right now, I'm going through perimenopause, everyone. Sorry, guys, for the guys watching TMI, but I'm sharing with the lady femmies here, and my memory and my mood is just so off, so off. And luckily, I had Campire who shared with me a group that his sister had joined, because I need to find some supplements and remedies for this. So if you have any tips, please drop them in the comments. Because I'm struggling sometimes. Like, so hard. The things that we go through as women. All right. Oh, shopaholic is the same. Oh, yeah. I know. We need a support group, perimenopause support group. Yes, I do. But if anyone, lion's mane is one, I know. But if anyone knows which supplements I can take, please, please, please drop them down below, because not in the chat because I'll lose it, but if it's in the comments, I can see it. Write it down, because I have to write everything down. I feel like I have dementia sometimes. I have to write things down and just put post-its, or I use my phone for that and just put alarms and stuff, reminders and stuff. All right, sorry for the little detour. Thank you, Christina. Rosemary helps with memory. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Isa. Spearmint tea. Okay. Good. I have some at home. Okay. That you feel is not wrong. Then you should have no problem with your employer knowing it. Yeah. I'd love that too. I need supplements. Yes. We all need a support group. Not thyroid. Okay. I have Hashimoto's. It's an autoimmune disease. So on top of everything, I have Hashimoto, but I do regulate my thyroid, and I do go to the endo every 6 months. So I don't think I don't think it's the Hashimoto. It is the perimenopause, trust me. All right. Okay. No, I don't, because I'm not reading Charlie Kirk. So I'm not connected to his spirit, his soul, or anything. So no, I don't. And I pretty much think that I went deep in that reading last week. I love Eric Berg. I do follow him. Yes, I do. Absolutely. He's incredible. He's an incredible doctor. Absolutely. Thank you, Cynthia. All right. So this is what I see about Kimmel, going back to business, spiritual business, that is. So yeah, this is what I see with Kimmel. This is what is unfolding. This is what happened. And we'll just wait and see. Now, we all know. I mean, I don't need to read why he got canceled. We all know why. No big secret. Shall we move on to Candace? Unless you have anything else you want to ask about this. LaBelle says, heart and soil supplements. I have Hashimoto's also. Soul, thank you. Heart and soil supplements. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm going to do. No, don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me. Izzy, are you sure? Are we sure? Don't. Oh, God. All right. All right. Shall we move on to Candace? Everybody, what is everyone doing? Okay. I'm going to ignore that. All right. Shall we move on to Candace? Because I believe you guys have some questions regarding Candace, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. All right. No. Listen, it's disappointing, but it doesn't mean that we'll stop watching him, because he is very good at what he does, and he does offer amazing, amazing advice. And I've learned a lot from Dr. Eric Berg, but it is disappointing. Okay. Well, okay, Candace, everyone. I believe on Friday, people asked me to do this today because you guys have questions. I don't know what your questions are. What are your questions around Candace? Speaking of Charlie Kirk, today's his memorial. Today's his memorial, from what I read. And today is the eclipse and the new moon. Someone in the comments from the last video, because I used the word turning point. I didn't even know that his podcast was called Turning Point, because I knew nothing about him. And I'm going to use this again. I'm going to say that the fact that this memorial is happening today, with everything happening up there, this is going to be a turning point. Not the turning point that Charlie Kirk was expecting, or was fighting for. But it is going to be a turning point for, at least for the political and social scene in America, which of course, you guys, it is affecting us as well in the rest of the world. I forgot to say also one thing that for my American families that you might not realize is that us Europeans, a lot of Europeans, us, take it back. A lot of Europeans are boycotting American brands and companies right now, such as Apple, Disney Plus, which one's ESPN? What other ones what? Nike as well. Any Americans, which I find it unfair because not all companies, their policies and their affiliations are the same. But I just wanted to let you know what's happening because there's a huge wave right now, like very anti-American, not Americans, okay, not Americans, but American companies, like the big ones, like the conglomerates, big companies. What are you guys saying? Yeah, no coincidence. No coincidence. Do you remember when King Charles, when he was Prince Charles, was what's the word I'm looking for? Was oh, there's a term for it. He became king, you know, the ceremony. Anyways, see, my brain, perimenopause. Thank you. And Hashimoto's. Anyways, you know what I mean? It happened on an eclipse. And I was like, why? Why is it happening on an eclipse? What is going on here? I'm sure he has astrologers advising him because I know the royal family does consult with astrologers and psychics and readers. Diana notoriously went to readers and astrologers. William does too. Okay, William does too. And some of his cousins, etc. And I'm like, oh, I know why it's ritualistic, but look at that. He got sick. King Charles got sick with cancer soon after that. So yeah, it seems ritualistic to me that it's happening today of all days. Oh wow, this Charlie thing seems like the call is coming from inside the house situation. No, define house. It's not inside the house, but it's inside, let's say, it's from the people who you've allowed to enter the house. It's who you sleep with. It's who you're in bed with, sleep with, who you're in bed with, politically, business wise, that's where the call is coming from. Oh, see, also saying that as well. Swedes are boycotting American liquor as well. American liquor as well. Yes, forgot that. And some American beers. Yes, it's trust me, it's a whole wave right now. And trust me, Europeans are with the people of America. We all are. We're all very empathetic about it and very much in support of your, not in support, but we hear you. We hear your voices. We see what's happening. It's all affecting the rest of the world as well. It's not, but Europe has its own problem. Like different countries in Europe have their own problems and corruption and issues to deal with. I'm just saying that this is not against American people. It is against the American dictatorship. The fact that they're terrorists. My channel, my shop is dead at the moment because I said, if you're in America, do not order because it's going to be super expensive for you. It is. Shipping costs have gone up. You have the tariff, then you have customs. It's a mess. It's a mess. Coronation. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, everybody. The coronation. Exactly. Really? I didn't know that they found out on the same day. Wow. Both, by the way, speaking of eclipses, William, Charles, Kate, all born under an eclipse. You see that with royalties. You see that with influential people and world leaders as well. They're born during an eclipse. The eclipse. No, he's not spiritual at all. He's not spiritual at all. The tangerine man. He's not. Yes, the eclipse will definitely affect him. It's not the eclipse. Again, it's the Mars. It's Mars squaring Pluto on this critical 29th degree. That's what's going to. Okay, here we go. Did BB threaten Candace, Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson? You think? Megyn Kelly as well, and Tucker Carlson? Okay, let me take it one by one. Let me start with Candace. Now, you know what I'm asking? How is all this going to affect Candace? I'm leaving it very open-ended so we can see what comes through, what Spirit has to say. This one jumped out. Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords, not Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords. Let's see. Judgment. Ooh. The Hermit. Candace, the Empress. Yeah, she has to protect her kids. 10 of Cups. Hold on. Let me just make sense of what they're saying. Knight of Cups. So they're after her. It's not just one person, BB or whoever. They're after her. After her. Judgment. Ooh, you know what? She has to amp up her security, and she has to be extra careful. I believe she homeschools. That's a good idea. Honestly, these are not good. Hermit. It's going to be war against Candace. The louder she gets, the more they're going to go after her Hermit. They're going to isolate her. A lot of untruths about Candace are going to circulate around media and social media. Yes, she knows a lot. She knows. She is a vault keeper. She keeps secrets. She knows a lot, but she's in danger, you guys. Here's the Empress. To the point where I have to say this. Hopefully someone from her team can see this and just pass it on. Candace, protect your children. Protect your children. These people are ruthless. These people are evil and ruthless. And she's a mom. I may not agree with Candace in everything. Some things, yes, but not political. Her pop culture takes and stuff like that. Sometimes, yes. But girl, you're a mom. Protect your children. Let me see. Let me keep digging a little bit because I have a very bad feeling. I have the Ace of Wands here. Let me see. Hold on. 7 of Wands. 9 of Swords. Okay. So. Oh, I just got goosebumps. I've just gone cold. I'm worried about Candace. Let me just say, she is, they will offer her the opportunity. So I feel this is more political. This is more, they're going to offer her an opportunity to get involved in politics. And she's involved in politics, but you know what I mean? Like be what's the word I'm looking for? Like actively into politics. There's that, but I wouldn't trust it. And she's smart because she's not going to fall for that. Okay, this is sort of like promising a lot and telling her, we need you right now because there is the tides are changing right now. There is a big shift. We need you. More and more people are connecting to their faith. More and more people, which I had warned you that this is going to warn you. I had given you a heads up that this is going to happen. People are going to become more spiritual and connect more to their spiritual sides, whether it is Christianity, whether it's some other religion, whether it is, just spiritualism in the way that us here who are here, uh, you know, um, believe in. And yeah, so she's not going to go for it. She's smart. No, she's not going to do that, but they are very, very insistent. I feel like they're persisting and they're like, it feels like they're trying to back her in a corner for her to say yes. But then I have the swords. She's got to be careful. I do believe that she's going to get some kind of strike on her channel because that's her platform or her podcast. But I believe her channel is bigger than her podcast. And I would be careful, Candace, because I see that they're going to go after where it hurts and they're going to try to silence her. She's hit a nerve. She hit a nerve with someone. And she's not off with some of the things she said. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to watch the Charlie Kirk reading that I did, because I do see a foreign country being behind the hit. So that's what I see. So if Page of Pentacles, but I do see that they will try to hurt her where it hurts, and they will go after her platform. It might even go on blackout for a couple of days until that she's able to, bring it back up again with YouTube. But this is what I see. And yeah, she unfortunately, and this is sad that we got to we got to this place where Candace, for speaking out her truth, her opinions, just doing her investigative work, again, regardless of what you believe, what you think of her, this is not okay. This is not okay. This is bad. This is evil. And they're after her. If she doesn't stop, and she won't, we know Candace, she's in trouble, major trouble. Did Candace and Charlie have a relationship, like an affair, or like a relationship as in like being friendly or friends? I assume you mean if they had a relationship, because I've seen that rumor going around in the social platforms. Hold on. I that's a no. I got a big fat no. I heard a big fat no to your question, Jesus. But let me pull the cards. Knight of Pentacles. No. Wait, let me pull cards. That was just the jumper. Eight of Cups. No. They did. No. Four of Wands. Listen, I know she's denying that she had a falling out with him, with Charlie Kirk, before all this happened. She denies it. I just want to say, from what I'm picking up now, maybe it wasn't a falling out, but there was some kind of disagreement. And for a while, they had sort of distanced themselves. But it doesn't feel that they had bad blood. It's just like they kind of allowed each other, they gave each other space. They kind of allowed for them to go a little bit separately. And but it doesn't mean that they hated each other or they had a fight or falling out. It's just that they weren't as close. No, I don't see a relationship. They didn't have a relationship, a romantic relationship. Will the Macron lawsuit make it to trial? No, I've said this before. I didn't, both times that I've read around it, I don't see it going to trial, actually. Just like with Baldoni and Blake Lively, listen, they're going to push it to the very, very last minute. It's all optics. It's all optics right now at this point in time. Macron has bigger fish to fry than worry about what a far right podcaster is saying in Tennessee, who is based off of Tennessee. Is it Tennessee or Kentucky? Anyways, so yeah, it's not going to get there. It's not going to get to the point of trial, of going to trial. Mods, if you see anyone in the chat that is not conforming to our rules here, our housekeeping rules, please feel free to kick them out, because I miss a lot of the comments as well. Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. But it doesn't mean that they were very much kindred spirits, if you will, but there was nothing romantic between them, no romance there. Did Charlie and Candace have a falling out due to a turning point event? Let me ask. Did Charlie and Candace have a falling out because of turning point? Knight of Cups? No. It feels more so, I think there was someone, a third party, someone else. Actually, they were very fond of each other. Charlie was fond of her and she was fond of him. But it feels that this brief falling out, money. Don't shoot me if you're a big Candace fan, but both Charlie and Candace love the coin, by the way. No, it seems that there was someone else who got involved or meddled or even maybe said things and caused a little bit of this falling out. But it's not, it wasn't that bad for once. No, it wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. I keep pulling the same cards. 8 of Cups. The Emperor. I keep pulling the same cards. These are the cards. Look, these 3 are the ones I pulled before, just before I shuffled. So they're trying to tell me something here real hard. Hold on. When in tarot, when you keep getting the same cards for a question or for a similar question, always pay attention. Pay attention to those cards because they're trying to get your attention. Candace, she knows secrets. Charlie did trust her, told her things that he wouldn't tell everyone. They are, yeah, again, kindred spirits. It feels like the Emperor. You guys, you're gonna I wasn't expecting this. They have past life karma and connection, Charlie and Candace. Both starts with a C, by the way. Their names start with a C. I see like him being like taking on like a dad role. Like I see his energy as a father figure, as a in general, not just with Candace, not in relation to Candace, but in general, he has this old soul energy. And even though he was like young, 31 years old, very much these like old soul energy. And I believe in a past life, he was Candace's dad. Yes. So in this lifetime, you have very much this, they had this type of relationship where it was, she would go to him, and I believe she's older than him. She would go to him for advice, or not just about politics and podcasting and all that, but even for her personal issues. He's more closed off than she is. I feel that he's more private than she is. Not that she isn't, but like he wouldn't open up to too many people. I think he just had one or two family members that he would open up to. His wife and, I don't know, a sibling maybe. But yeah, no. To answer your to your question, no, it didn't have, it had nothing to do with turning point. Someone else maybe just, got in their ears and just created some mess there. I wonder if it will get truly Tennessee. Yeah, I feel they are. I don't know why she has such an alliance and such a friendship with Ye. I don't know their backstory and all of it, but I feel that they're tight. They're tight. Is any other truther in danger? Good question. I don't know. I would have to ask Spirit. Yeah, I just heard that a lot of truthers are potentially in danger. The big truthers, the ones that have a lot of influence on people. Yeah. Even no, my guys are just telling me, even TikTokers, YouTubers, anyone who gets involved in all of this and starts, even if it's just their opinions, and you can't be sued, unalived, or criticized. Well, you can be criticized for sharing your opinion, but I mean canceled for sharing your opinion if your opinion is your own opinion. All right. And it's not based on facts or based on defaming someone. So, but I do see, yeah, it feels like we're communist China. It does. I guess China has more freedom now than unfortunately some Americans do, or truthers for that matter. So yes, I don't know who. I'm not getting who, but I'm just getting this is a snowball effect, which is going to affect a lot of people. To see. Oh, well, hi. It's 3 a.m. Well, thank you. I feel honored that at 3 a.m. in the middle, smack bang in the middle of the night, you're here joining us. Thank you so much, Sarah. We love having you here. I think I missed a question or two. Yeah, according to my reading and my cards, no, not coming back. So he's in talks with his lawyers how he can really get out of this and not lose his coin, but not as much anymore. I still think people have a right to disagree or agree. I believe in freedom of speech 100%, Cinema Storms, 100%. It's all about freedom of speech, and it's okay. And you know what? The most disappointing, I'm very disappointed in humanity a lot of times, because when you go on Instagram is not that bad, but when you go on YouTube or TikTok and you read the comments of people who disagree with someone, they're nasty, they're mean, they're very venomous, very venomous. And you're like, come on. I mean, can't we have a civil argument? You can listen, you can disagree with what someone says, with what I say, but can't you just disagree in a nice, democratic, civil, kind way? Do we need to attack everyone, even if you're triggered by what someone is saying? It's their opinion. You can't change their opinions. The only person that can change their opinion is themselves, by doing research, by educating themselves, by understanding a situation. Just because you leave nasty, mean, evil comments under someone's video or post, that's not going to change their opinion and side with your opinion and agree with you. That's not how it works. But what you can do in a civil way, in a very kind, polite, not rude, not toxic, not venomous way, explain to someone why you disagree and let them start thinking about it. Let those wheels start turning and then figure out why you disagree with them. I hope I'm making it sense, but this is driving me insane. It's like a lot of people like make I'll turn it around to me. A lot of people, for instance, like they comment under my videos. They rush to comment because they've watched the first 20 minutes of a reading, and my readings are long. These videos are long, I know, but it's a reading. We have to get into things. It's not fast food. All right. You've got to enjoy the experience and allow for spirit to speak. And people just jump into conclusions because they haven't watched the whole video. And some of them leave nasty, nasty comments underneath because they haven't watched the whole thing. They're like, oh, she didn't say what I wanted her to say. I disagree. And then there's a why? Either don't leave a comment. Okay, you couldn't watch the whole thing. You only watch 20 minutes, fine. Don't comment, or watch the whole thing and then comment. Just saying. We should all be able, we don't have to agree, but what we can agree on is that we can be kind and civil to each other. And this is how we learn. This is how we grow. We all make mistakes. I certainly make a lot of mistakes and a lot of times, and I'm stubborn. I'm an Aquarius. I'm really stubborn when I believe something. And because I'm also psychic, a lot of times I kind of like rely on the fact that I'm psychic. I'm like, no, I know. No, I'm wrong. I'm a human being. I make mistakes too. But I need time to figure out or to understand what's wrong in my thinking or what's wrong with my opinion. And I need time to do my own research and understand things better. And then I'll come out and say I was wrong. I was wrong. But let's not fight. Let's not fight, please. Exactly. You said it, Christina. This is no drive-through. It's a fine dining experience. I love that. Merch. This has to go. Christina, please do me a favor. DM me with this. I'm going to put it on a t-shirt, on merch as well. It will be. It absolutely will be. And we'll get there. We will absolutely get to that point. But first, we need to swim in the sewer to get to the other side, unfortunately. I don't know if it's going to be BB necessarily after her kids, because it's not just BB who is annoyed with her and has had enough with her. Obviously, the Macrons are as well, but I don't see the Macrons. They wouldn't do anything like that. It's also, as someone said earlier, the call is in the house when it comes to Candace. It's who she associates with, who she considers friends, who are they working with, who are they talking to, who are they connected to. That's where I would, because then if you start, it's like, back in the pandemic, and I can't say the C word, but you remember where they were asking us to, when someone would get sick, then they would ask you all these questions and saying, where did you go? Who did you meet? What did you do? Trying to get to patient zero. Well, you would have to go through a whole thing to get to the person that is after her. Because I feel there are a lot of other people who are also involved, if that makes sense. Yes, they could be connected, in my opinion, to go after me, BB. Yes. Candace knows who's after her. And that's why she should be extra careful. I have to be careful how I say things. You never know. What do I think of her? Let me just say this. I didn't know anything about her. I only saw her. The first time I saw her was when she gave that speech, that press conference at his studio, at Charlie's studio. Yeah, she seemed very angry, very hurt, understandably so, but her energy just felt so off. How can I say? I'm trying to say this as politely and as nicely as possible. It might be hard because sometimes I just blurt things. I said this before. I said this in the reading. I don't think she was truly in love with him. All of these theatrics are theatrics. She was a plant. That's what came up in the reading. She's a plant. She had a handler, and in turn, she was his handler. So the theatrics is too much. And don't shoot me for saying this. Wrong choice of words, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because guys, I'm always truthful and transparent with you. I'm not sure she is as Christian or as religious as she makes it out to be. I think she had to be super uber religious, like the perfect Christian, before she met him, in order for her to meet him and connect with him. Do you see where I'm going with this? These are my opinions. These are just my opinions. That's what I think. Honestly, I don't think Erica likes Candace. I don't think Candace likes Erica. I don't think these two women like each other. I don't. And this is very much an intuitive, let's say, ping that I got when I read an article. What was it? Someone was covering what Candace was saying on one of her live streams last week. And when I read that Candace denies not being friendly with Erica, or denies that she had a falling out, instantly, boom, I was like, they don't like each other, these women. I just, like, their energies feel so far apart. They're so different, by the way, but so far apart from each other. Candace is being very diplomatic when it comes to Erica, and so she should. Okay, we're talking about a widow right now, and the world's super sensitive. But she, in true Candace fashion, don't be surprised if in a couple of months she goes after Erica and starts airing all of Erica's dirty laundry. Just saying. That's coming. You heard it here first. Yeah. I told you last week that this was going to happen, that we're going to have a memorial. It was going to be huge. It was going to be a huge thing, and the vigil as well, and all of it. It's huge. It's huge. Yeah, it's like everyone has a label for everyone. People are labeling people left and right. That is so wrong. You have no right to label anyone. You don't know them. You just heard something that they said or read something that they said. You took a small portion of what was said and you drew your own conclusion. So you have no right, no one has a right to label anyone anything. So wrong. Oh, I didn't know that. They started Turning Point to. Oh, interesting. But now Erica's taken over, right? She's the CEO of Turning Point, from what I've read. Bibi Netanyahu, the president, the dictator, the president of Israel. Hi, Paula. Hi. Is Candace psychic? I'm so glad you asked this question. I am so glad because for some reason I haven't brought it up and I've been meaning to. Nothing to do with perimenopause. Usually we talk about so many other things. I do believe, oh, look at this. Look at this. Yes, she's psychic. 100% Candace is psychic. Yes. I'm glad you asked that. I do believe she's psychic. She sees things. She is a seer. She is very much in tune with spirit. Very much so. Very much so. And don't be surprised if in the future, not in a couple of years' time, far in the future, she actually turns around and is not as religious as she is now and turns more to spiritualism and talks more about energy and the source and the divine feminine and where we come from and all of that. But yes, 100% she's psychic. I believe that. Quite a while ago, I posted a disagreement with Natalie politely. She replied with longer explanation. I was very impressed by her pleasant reactions. I know her actions match her commitment to fair, polite. Thank you, Rafla, but I don't remember that. Well, did we? But of course, don't you disagree with your besties? Don't you disagree with your husband or your wife? Don't you disagree with your siblings and your parents? Of course, we're all going to disagree. We're not the same person. Okay, we have different, and that's it. We need to be able to start conversation and explain to each other why you see things differently. Thank you, Rafla, for that. She looked possessed to me. Yeah, like her energy was so off. I understand this is a shock to your system. I always try to see this, from a very much of a humanity and a human standpoint. But I had a hard time empathizing and understand. And let me tell you, as someone who's a psychic, an empath, a medium, a clairvoyant, I'm very good at reading and telling if someone is faking or is disingenuous and is not authentic or genuine to what they're saying and their feelings. And let me tell you, her energy's so cold. That's the thing. That's why, and even like past videos that I saw, like she's like with Charlie and the kids and stuff. I feel terrible saying this because she is a widow and it's all very, very recent, but she seems cold to me. Like energetically, there's a wall there. And I don't trust people like that. I don't. So I see like the chat, I guess, is agreeing. Do you think Candace suspects that about Erica? That's why. That's why she's not saying much, but she will. Candace will. Trust me. She will. Yes. Candace suspects and knows. Yeah. Yeah, she can see her and also knows things. She also does. No, I don't think Candace, again, my opinion. I don't think Candace ever warmed up to Erica. Like, obviously, she was very neutral and she was friendly, whatever, if they went out to dinner together at events and stuff. But I don't think Candace ever wanted to be Erica's BFF or double date or anything like that. Will Erica benefit from the situation somewhat? She's already benefiting. Yes, she has a lot of attention. She has sponsors for sure. She has handlers. So she's definitely benefiting for now. For now. Because once Candace turns and when things start getting very, very dicey and dangerous for Candace, she's going to bring out the big pews, the big ones. And doesn't look good for Erica. Yeah, for now, Erica is going to find quite a bit of success, publicity, popularity, you name it. It's temporary. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Candace that well. I don't. I do watch sometimes some of her, again, pop culture videos, like when she covers like the Blake stuff, the Macron stuff. Not all of them. Like I'll watch, and I can't watch all of her videos, lack of time. But I do. So sometimes I've picked up that she's very hard. Like she can be a little bit too harsh with women. Whereas with men, I feel she's more forgiving. I don't know where that is coming from, though. I don't want. Well, let's say it differently. She's no feminist, but I don't think she is a misogynist either. She's somewhere in between. She's somewhere in between. Sarah's like, oh, well, okay, Jesus, no, Paulette. Will there be a dark ending for people like Trump? Be patient. Yes, their karma is coming to get them. Some of them are going to find a very brutal demise. Others are going to be left bankrupt or no money, no power, no connections. Others are going to disappear. So, yes, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's slow. As you can see, it's not even slow now. It's picking up speed, but give it a couple of years, because by the time we get to 2028, we're going to be living in a very different world. If you remember, these are exactly the same words I used 2 years ago when I said, listen, the new world, the new earth is here, but we're not ready yet. We're seeing it. There are two timelines, right? Sometimes we jump from one to the other, or from one layer to the other, because to me, our world, or how this vast universe works, is layers, like a rainbow cake. There are different layers with different potencies, different vibrations, different energies. And what I said is that we're there, like the new earth is here. What I call new earth, different light workers call it different things. We're there, okay? We're in parallel, we're very much aligned, but it's going to take a little bit more time, because now things are speeding up and we need to start getting rid of the evil. And it's spiritual warfare, so we're almost there. We're almost there. Things have been delayed. Things were supposed 2024 was supposed to be the year where there was going to be like a big collective, how can I say it? Like, I want to say like a big bang. Not the big bang, the scientific big bang, but like a big bang where, the aliens would suddenly appear. A lot of these, like Trump wouldn't have been elected, for instance, in 2024. He wouldn't have. But a lot of us who said Kamala and not Trump was because we were seeing what was supposed to happen, this parallel, this new earth, right? This parallel world, if you will. So now it's moved to 2026, and by 2028, it's going to be how am I going to say it? It's like a rebirth. It's going to be our time of rebirth. If you go back to my old videos, I talk a lot about this. I believe there is a video called New Earth. The New Earth is here, or something along those lines. You should watch that, because I get really in depth about it. Oh, have I said it before? Okay, I did. I'm glad though you asked. Whoever asked, I'm glad you did. You have said before, Candace psychic. Candace calls it mom intuition. Oh, I have said it. See, foggy brain, perimenopausal brain. There you go. I forgot I said. Book, and if I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. 100%. I think. I don't know when, but I'm sure she will. Kamala. Oh, she knows a lot about a lot of people. She's smart, but I don't think. Kamala obviously is not on her radar right now, and she's got bigger fish to fry, if you will. But yes, she knows, in my opinion, what I get psychically is that she knows a lot about a lot of people. Thank you for that. Yes, I do try, I'm a human. I have my own beliefs, my own opinions, but when I get into a reading, when I start a reading, I always go in neutral. I don't want to bring my own personal bias into it because that's wrong. And I'm a professional reader. I understand, like, a lot of like novices, people are new, you get excited, and they might connect to their own personal bias and bring that forward. But I really try. But thank you, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, our stars are good, 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 good. I'm glad. Off topic, please. I'll check your blood pressure. It could save your life. I know. Oh, my pun. Thank you for that. PSA, everybody, check your blood pressure. You're right. Blood pressure is important because that could lead to heart attacks. I believe like blood clots, all sorts of things. Thank you for the PSA. Yeah, Rafa agrees. Like Kirk's wife feels very cold, even dark. I agree. Yes, yes. And she knows. Yeah, she talks to him. She's very much, he is connected. He is around her. I see that. I see that with my mind's eye. Yeah, and she sees him and she feels him. Trust me. She, when the time comes and she really starts talking about Erica and starts really revealing things, mm, I'm not gonna, because Charlie's in spirit now, right? His mission on Earth has been accomplished, especially his unaliving. That was what triggered his mission pretty much. He had a mission, but he knew he had to be sacrificed on a spiritual level, soul contract, in order for things to change and move in the right direction. Even though he's controversial, divisive, we don't all agree with him, we don't align, not all of us align with his beliefs, but forget about his political alliances and his beliefs. Think about what this is triggering right now and how it's going to expose the truth for a lot of things. So Candace is doing spiritual work, whether she knows it or not. She is. And he's helping her. He will help her. He's not helping her now. He will help her from the spirit world. No, I agree. She's not going to get quiet. That's why I said, Candace, if one of your people is watching this, please, please take this seriously. Please take this seriously. Protect you, your family, and your kids. I'm not saying stop talking, but take extra precautions and protection. But listen, also, don't forget, Candace needs to monetize off of this. So, of course, she's not going to stop because she knows that people are into this. They want to hear what she has to say. They want to share her clips and the things that she says. She makes money from it, and she needs the money. She needs the money. She is in the middle of a big lawsuit with the president of France, for Pete's sake. I was going to use another word, but for Pete's sake. I also know psychically that she has she has the Blake stuff, the subpoena. I don't know. I stopped following, but did they withdraw the subpoena that Blake Lively's team sent her? But I get two other legal woes that she's in right now. So she needs the money. Me and my keep saying Ben. Let's see. Do you think one of the purposes of Trump presidency was to stop the left from being so complacent? Without a second Trump term, do we get a Mamdani, AOC, Bernie being more? Well, Bernie now he's getting his moment, right? Because I see him a lot on like CNN and different news sites, etc. Do you think one of the purposes of Trump is to stop the left from being so complacent? No, You guys, okay, I'm not going to talk on a spiritual level, because I've talked about this, but on a human level here on earth, no. Trump only cares about Trump. I won't stop saying this. Some people don't like it, and that's why they get angry with me. But he only cares about Trump, lining his pockets, and gaining enough power and money in order for him to possibly get away with some of the crimes and the tax evasions that he's done. This is for him to go down. It's very important for this narcissistic guy. And mind you, most of these world leaders are narcissists. Okay, that's why they are world leaders. That's why they're in the position that they are. And it's also because he wants and loves to go down in the history books, not only as someone who hosted The Apprentice and did pageantry and owned the pageant world and whatever. He wants to go down in history for what he's doing now. So everything he's doing, yeah, he's a Gemini. Yeah, he is very impulsive. He sometimes doesn't think things through, but he also has a master plan. And the master plan serves him and his kids. That's it. There's nothing deeper than that. There's nothing deeper than that. Yeah, go to sleep, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Have a good sleep. Oh, I love that. Calendula flowers infusion every morning helps to balance. Interesting, because I got calendula. We love calendula flower, and I bought from IKEA yesterday. They make this like syrupy juice that we love. Interesting. In German, it's called Holundersaft, and we love it. B12, vitamin 11. Yes, I'm gonna make an appointment. I need to go get my blood work done to see what is going on. No. Do you guys want me to do a reading on Hulk Hogan? I will have to do a separate one. I'm not going to do it on this one. I want to keep it nice and tidy. But if you want me to do a Hulk Hogan one, let me know. I want just someone to say that when I was little, I loved watching WWA. And Hulk Hogan was my favorite, no surprise, because he was a lot of people's favorite. I absolutely, him and the $1 Million Man was that his that was his name, right? Yeah. Those two were my favorite. And then they became rivals. It was a whole thing. And then I was shocked to find out as a kid that it was all fake. But there you go. But if you want me to, let me know. Yes, you can. She's angry. She's angry. And she's also scared. Please interview Brad Bradley. Your video was shared on discussion page of Amy Lynn Bradley. Really? Well, can he reach out to me? I have no idea how to reach out to him. If you want, yeah, I would love to talk to him. Let's try to solve this together, and having him and talking to him, connecting to his energy directly, since he's connected, being the brother of Amy. Yes, if you can get him to connect with me, he just needs to shoot me an email. Everything is linked down below, or my website. Please do. What was discussed on that page? Can you also send me, JR, the link to that discussion page? I would be interested. But yeah, do let Brad know that I'm so open to doing this. And we're not going to do it live. Even if he asks me not to record, I don't care. It's not about monetizing or making this. It's just trying to help the family and trying to help Brad. So we can do a private session and see where it goes from there. And if he agrees to come onto the channel, then hooray, that would be excellent. And then maybe you guys can also ask him questions, and then we can share what we got. But yes, please do. You can help. If you can help by connecting me and Brad, please do. I want to help them. I know. We're all, as a mom too. All right, so many questions. I'm gonna answer two or three more questions, and then I'm gonna call it a night. It's nighttime over here. It's actually just before, it's like 10:45. Will Candace have a political career in the future when her kids are older, or just continue with YouTube? She certainly will have, listen, she will have a political career or become a political influencer. She is already, but not the same as now. It's not gonna, I'm telling you, Candace is evolving, is growing, is changing. Hard to believe right now, but you'll see in the future. We'll all come back to this video and you guys can leave comments in this video um, from the future. But yes, but I believe that because politics is, I wanted to say it's going to destroy her family, but I think that's too harsh, or too, I shouldn't say that. I would say that politics, the more she gets into politics, the more danger she's in, not only her life, but also how that how that might affect her family and her marriage. So eventually I see her moving away from politics, in the way that she used to do it and is doing it now. She'll still be open about her political beliefs and alliances, but I believe that she's going to become an investigative reporter, or she's going to do what she does best. And yes, I see her writing books. I see her doing the rounds for interviews, regardless of right, left, progressive, liberal, doesn't matter. She'll be doing the rounds. So big changes are coming in Candace's future for sure. But in the meantime, she should be extra careful. I know, I didn't like that. And sometimes she does out people and she does share texts and stuff, but I believe that she did it to cover herself, to cover all her bases. And if we didn't know, if Candace wasn't as forthright and transparent, not about everything, obviously she has secrets, we saw it, she would be even more in danger. The more she talks, yes, puts her in a very dangerous place, but at the same time, people, if anything happens to her, people are going to be asking the right questions and looking in the right direction. So she knows what she's doing. In this way, she is protecting herself by airing convos and texts and things that she receives. Is Israel blackmailing Trump in any way? Not blackmailing. It's not blackmail. Israel. I read an incredible comment, and it really hit me, really. Someone under a video or something said, well, Trump is not the president of the United States of America. Bibi is. And I found that very spot on. As an intuitive. He's not being blackmailed, but they're in cahoots. They're in bed together. They are. So I don't think Bibi tells or reveals all his cards to Trump. And I don't think Trump reveals all his cards to Bibi. But Trump is not going to do anything that involves Israel, the Jewish community, et cetera, or Russia even, without the approval of Bibi. That's just my opinion as an intuitive, as a psychic medium. Take it as you will. One more question, and then we'll just wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, don't forget to do this. Subscribe, like, all of the good stuff. Oh, I also, ooh. Okay, since I brought it up, these are some of the readings that you can have with me. Let me see. Anyway, I pressed the wrong button, but there you go. You can see what kind of readings you can book with me. All right, let me just grab a last question before we go. Where is, did I miss a question? I probably did. All right, but I think we covered a lot today. That was very interesting, especially the Candace stuff as well was quite interesting. So as always, we'll see how it all unfolds. We'll always come back here. We'll come back to it in the future. We'll come back here from the future and we'll see how it all unfolds. I hope everyone is doing well today. If you can do the absolute minimum because of the eclipse, also eclipses are very draining energetically. So if you're feeling very tired, if you haven't been sleeping well, if you haven't been eating well, all of this is the eclipse energy. So take today's Sunday. So take, well, if you're in Australia or New Zealand, it's actually Monday, but do take it easy today. Eat well, eat lots of veggies and fruit, take your vitamins, and just, Netflix, watch your favorite YouTuber, your favorite show, and just don't worry about the outside world. Okay. Remember that. We are too glued to our screens and too glued to what's happening outside that we're actually not protecting ourselves and our energy. So do remember to switch off your screens. Just set a timer or an alarm or something on your phone where it says from 6 p.m. So when you come back home from work or wherever, or from school, whatever it is, just take a couple of hours where you're just offline. You need to stay offline and do other things. Just go out in nature, read, learn an instrument, play an instrument, be creative. Just connect to you, your core. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Once again, this was an amazing live. I love Sundays. I love hanging out with you guys. The Femme Village is growing. We're almost hitting 7,000. We're almost there. So please help me get 7,000 and then 10,000. What happens when we grow so much, we're no longer a Femme Village? Do we call ourselves Femme Villagers regardless? I don't know. How do we call ourselves when we come a nation? It would be Femme Nationers. It doesn't sound good. Anyways, the Femmies. We are the Femmies. We started off as the Femmies. We are the Femmies. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. Take care and see you next week. Bye, everybody.